How do you stay productive to maintain your creative practice? For me, it's ensuring that my space that I'm in is usable with everything that I need to use accessible. That's because with my personality type, I like to get from A to B as quick as possible. So I need something easy, I need quick resources, and I need to be able to move around quickly. Quickly is obviously a big word that I'm using quite a lot. And so I've been in this space for about 18 months now. It's a 6x4 meter room, and it was originally a spare bedroom which had carpet, it had blinds, the whole thing. It was a proper spare bedroom. It was used for quite a while as a storage room until I started spilling over the kitchen table and said, right, that is enough. I need some space for me. The reason why I was spilling over was because as more work started to come in, professional and commercial work, my supply list was like this. It was growing and growing and growing and growing. At the time when I was first starting out, that was great. And in my opinion, it doesn't matter where you make art, whether it's in a studio, whether it's at your kitchen table, whether it's on the side of your bed, whether it's on the sofa watching TV with the family, doesn't matter, you're making it. But for me, I needed something sustainable, and that was to have my own space. Having my own studio is a privilege, and I completely understand that not everyone has a spare room in the house that they bought, and I know that I'm very lucky. But I needed this space because for me, it's for me. It's got everything around me that inspires me. It's decorated in a way that makes me feel very comfortable and at home. And it's also a place where I can shut the door and I don't have anyone watching me, I don't have anyone asking questions, and I can just shut life away for a bit. And so I originally came in here and I wanted to create a really nice, beautiful, pretty space, which I think it is. I love it in here. But I did not start off with ensuring that I had everything that I needed to hand and that the space was usable to me. So today I want to show you my studio space. I want to show you shortcuts on how to make yourself more productive. And I also want to show you a few tools that I couldn't live without. Now these are not art supplies, but these are tools that help me with my creativity. And I'm really excited to show you because if you can gain one thing from this video, that's what I want. The whole reason I'm here is because I know how hard it is being a creative and working from home and not being in a communal space. As creatives, we need that, but we also need our solitude. And so this is where YouTube is an amazing platform for that. But it means if you're working on your own, you can't really turn around to the next person and say, hey, you know, how do you do this? Or, you know, we can't ask questions and we can't interact. And so if you've been finding that you're just in a bit of a stalemate situation or you're just not quite feeling as productive as you want, I've got some really good tips that I want to give you. And like I said, if you can just take one away, I'm going to be so happy with that, because that's why I love YouTube. I've learned so much from other artists and I really want to be able to provide you with insights that have made my creative journey easier. Okay. Da-da-da. I'm about to introduce you to one of my best friends. I'm going to bring it down. And this is the daylight. So, it's super easy to use. It's this one button here, and that is it. It's got two light switch modes. It's got highlight and low light. And I'm just going to show you the level up here. Okay, so that's a low light and that's off. 1, 2, 3. It is so easy. And the great thing is that there's no electrical mechanisms attached to this apart from one wire that operates the light. It has been so good for when I've been working on like bigger pieces and I've been working on the floor. So I simply turn it around and turn it on and we're done. we're all ready to go. What I'll do is I will show you a closer look at the mechanisms. Okay, as you can see, we have one wire here that comes all the way down and into the plug. And the way that it's on is through a clamp, which you can see just here. So if I needed to move it across for whatever reason, I'd basically just twist this and then bring it across and it separates. And then this bit here, it's not attached permanently. I can take it out whenever I want and put it in here. And then you've got this mechanism here, and this is where you can go up or down, like so. Very easy. And the way that it twists is through this base here. As you can tell, I'm very, very, very fond of it. And I honestly couldn't work without it anymore. Now, why is it called the daylight lamp? Because it mimics daylight. So there are no harsh yellow lights. It is so clear, and it means that if you're working at night, you can wake up the next morning knowing that your colour match, or what you thought your colours were going to be, is pretty much going to be on point. I couldn't have finished my exhibition if it wasn't for this bad boy. Now, we are in the midst of winter in Australia, and I am able to wear a short sleeve top in here because I also have something else I wouldn't be able to live without in winter, and that is my plug-in heater. Look, it's not a very economical choice, but I do have a concrete floor, and so it gets very, very, very cold. If I'm too cold, I just won't work, and I make excuses, and then I say, oh, I'll just have a quick shower to warm up, or I'll just sit in front of the heater out there, and I never come back in. So if it's nice and toasty in here, then there's no excuses, is there? And another tool that I use to stay productive, or used to, I should say, is my IKEA trolley. So this was originally like completely full to the brim, full of art supplies, and I would take it around with me to the kitchen table and pack all my stuff away, and then at least I could move it aside. A lot of moving around in the studio today. Okay, so I would love to show you my Olivia 2. Who is Olivia? Well, Olivia is something that I use most days, and she is a phone stand. I have a funny story about this. I had Olivia 1, which was very similar to this, except that the stand was facing that way. So when we were doing overhead shots like this, you could see it. It was a bit of a pain, and they recognised that and they created the newer model. So what's the funny story? Okay, so the funny story is that I was so excited about getting this, and I thought, oh my god, I know so many people that would want this. So I created a video, and the company, Hey Paparazzo, that make this, they ended up getting in touch with me and said, hey, we really like what you do. We love your video. How do you feel about creating a cheeky little discount code for anyone who might want it? And basically you can be one of our ambassadors. I was like, okay, that's first. So yeah, this is my first affiliated product. Affiliated means, so this isn't sponsored, but affiliated means that if you wanted to purchase it, that you get a cheeky little discount and I make a slither off your order. But basically it's a two-way street. It's a bonus for you because you get to save some money. It's a bonus for me because, you know, as an artist working from home, I get to make, you know, a tiny bit of passive income. So this is Olivia 2. It's really, really good. It's really heavy, meaning that it's going to be able to carry the weight of your phone I'm currently using a phone right now to film, and that is the iPhone 14 Pro. And if you've got one, you know that they are quite bulky and they are quite heavy. However, this does, you know, really handle that. So I'll show you a few things. So this bit here, this has lights in here, and you can swivel it around. So you can either have the light facing you if you wanted, or if you're doing an overhead shot like this, you're going to have the light facing down. Now, for those who don't know, I'm also a live wedding and event illustrator. Most of these occur in the evening, and so I do need a light source with me, so at least I can see the colours. I can't take my day lamp with me, but I do take this. I haven't charged it, so I can't show you the light. The lighting is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's a definite daylight lamp, but it's enough to get, you know, keep you going. And it comes with a remote control as well, so you can control turning it on, you control the lights, and then you can also control taking photos. And that goes just here, so you can't lose it. And this can go up as high as you want. Super easy, just lifting up like this. And so you've got a bit of height as well. And as you saw, this can be turned around to a full 360 view. And the way that it works is, where you can attach your phone is through here. So you've got these little flaps that you lift up like this, and then you just pull it down to fit your phone in. Honestly, it's so easy. I'm the kind of person that likes to get from A to B as quick as possible, meaning that if there's too many steps in something, I tend to take shortcuts. And so I needed something that was going to be really easy to use, very quick setup, that wasn't going to waste my time, and this is it. So any Instagram content that you see me film, it's through this. And the majority of my YouTube content is filmed with this. Right now I'm using a basic tripod phone stand. I think in Australia you can get them for about $35, really cheap and easy. And I use that for like any of the filming that requires me to move around and need a few different shots. So this is Olivia too. I love her, she's amazing. If you'd like to purchase, again, no pressure, but if you'd like to purchase, I will be popping links down below and there'll be a discount code as well. So this is my desk area. This is where, as I say, the magic happens. Now, as you can see, I have got a lot of bits of storage throughout here. This includes jars and spacing it in a way that is usable to me. So first of all, I keep all my tins and some watercolour palettes in here. These are some old Singer drawers that I purchased at a vintage shop. And I keep them on the side of my desk because they are quite slim, and I can keep my pencil roll, my business postcards, my pencil, which I take everywhere with me, and like I said, my tins and usually my watercolour palettes. Then I have another little inner drawer lining here, which is just to keep a few odd bits and bobs. So I've got my gouache, I have my brush cleaner, I've got my art graph, I usually keep my pencil sharpeners in here, and I've just got a few excess stuff there. And then I've got enough space on here that I can have my watercolour palettes and plate ready to go. And then along here I have all of the things that I use in my day-to-day art. So I've got Tombow markers, I've got pens, I've got Poscas, I've got pencils, I've got a whole array of drawing supplies. And I like to try to find some quirky jugs to keep stuff in. So these are for my big Liquitex markers. And then I've got this guy. So this is a Toby mug. I got it for $5 at a vintage shop. And the reason it's so cheap is because it's got a little crack here that they fixed. Anyway, I thought, oh, he's great. He's even got wonky eyes. And this is where I store my brushes. And I take these everywhere with me when I go to live events, and he's become a bit of a staple. So having nice storage solutions means that I can keep everything in front of me. I can see it and I can really quickly and easily grab it. And as for my desk, this one is an IKEA desk. If I remember, I will try and find the actual link and then you can see for yourself on their website. Having a desk that works for me is like super important. As you can probably tell, I like anything vintage inspired. However, I knew that for a desk that I was going to work at all the time, it needed to be sturdy, it needed to be wide enough, it needed to have built-in storage space, which it does. And yeah, so I love this one. And here we have my other desk. So this was purchased secondhand. This is an antique desk. It's super pretty, I love it. It's a little bit wobbly, but that doesn't matter because all I tend to do here is some admin stuff. So if I know that I've got a whole admin day on the go, such as working on my computer, so generally where I edit my YouTube videos, if I've got a whole heap of invoices and quotes to send out, this is where I park my bum. And because it's admin work, I want to make sure that I don't get too bored and uninspired. So as you can see, I made a mood board. And it's just full of things that I really, really love and what keeps me inspired. So it's full of other people's work, it's full of ephemera from throughout the years, such as old advertising. If I'm going to be stuck on a computer doing admin stuff, I want to at least still feel as though I'm in my studio. And then I bought this only not that long ago for $50, such a bargain. It's an old writing bureau stand thing. I was running out of storage in here and I was like, I need some space to put all my extra bits and bobs, and I saw this, $50. It's great, I can keep all of my packaging supplies in here. And again, just random bits and bobs that always need somewhere to go and they always end up piled up somewhere in a dodgy drawer. Whereas at least here, I know where they are, I can easily grab them if I want. It does have some drawer space as well. So I usually keep majority of my paper products in here just to make sure they stay flat and safe from anything being spilled on them or a cat jumping on them or something. And then yeah, I've got more cupboard space here, so I keep my sketchbooks, my acrylic mediums, and some other, again, random bits and bobs that just takes up space. It's $50, absolute bargain. We have this space, as you can see just here. This was the built-in closet for the bedroom. And so we took the door off and my husband made some shelves, just making a little frame for the wood to sit on top. And this is where I keep most of the things I use a lot. Without it having a door, it means that I can see it. And it means that, again, there's no excuses. If I can see it and it's easy to grab and there's no door, it means that I'm going to use it. And of course, my books. I'm very inspired by looking through books for inspiration. So I've just got another IKEA, actually I think this is Bunnings, which is a hardware store in Australia, really handy. And then up here I've got extra glasses, some of them have got water in them for if I'm too lazy to go to the kitchen and refill my water. So I hope you found that, first of all, enjoyable, because obviously that's why we're here, isn't it? To sit and enjoy a good video. But I also hope that it helps you feel inspired to know that there are different ways that aren't necessarily expensive to help you remain productive. These are the things that have helped me immensely, but it did take a lot of fine tuning, and it's only finally just starting to feel like it is a user-friendly space. But that's come from spending time in here and really looking into how I work as an artist and understanding my own personality. Whilst you're here, I'll give you a quick update on how things are going in my world. Things with wedding illustration is really going really well. I've got approximately 20 bookings this year and I keep getting bookings coming through, which is amazing. And I've got commission work coming through, which is really nice. And for those who don't know, each print or commission is packaged up with vintage ephemera because like I said, and as you probably know, I'm obsessed with anything vintage. So I do collect old paper goods like old tickets, old letters, photos, you name it, I collect it. And I just like to add a bit more personality in my work, and I just like to make it feel a bit more special when you receive it in the mail. I'm also going to be doing a rerun of a few prints because my stock is quite low, and I'll show you three of my most popular ones. This is Material Girl. So this was created whilst I was listening to the Bridgerton soundtrack, and they had Material Girl played in a classical cover, and I thought she looked a bit sassy and I thought she had a bit of an attitude. And this is her, and you'll see that on my business postcards, that's who adorns my business postcards as well, just so that if people are interested they can keep it on their fridge and have a bit of artwork on their fridge as well. And we've got the Speculum Domus. This is probably my most favourite print and my most popular actually. So this is inspired by an abandoned Victorian greenhouse in France. I actually found the video of it on Instagram the other day, and originally this was just based off a photo, and I obviously elaborated and made it into an illustration. So yeah, so you can see that. And then again, a bit of vintage ephemera to go with it. And then I love collecting tins and jugs, anything vintage. And then so I started creating these illustrations that have plants or flowers coming out of vintage tins. So I've got a whole collection of these, but these are my most three popular prints. So I'm going to do a rerun, and I'm also going to be looking through my sketchbooks to see what else I could possibly make prints of as well. And this kind of leads on to me building a website. So currently people buy directly through me, through my Instagram, and I ship directly from there. If they're local to me, they can just come and pick them up. But I really want to be able to make my work available, more widely available, I should say, to anyone in the world. So I am going to be looking at adding a shop front onto my website. I was looking at Etsy and I'm still thinking of it, but I think having a shop front where I can have, I guess, all of my commercial work to sell as prints, and then also have a section where I can still have an online portfolio might be a good thing, but I'm still kind of umming and ahhing about that. If you have a website and if you've got a shop front, can you please tell me what you think? Do you think it's best having it all in one place, or if you could, would you have it separately to your like personal work portfolio stuff? I really do enjoy using this platform as a way to connect with you guys, and also a way for me to document what I'm doing and just have that more visual representation of who I am and what I do, and to be able to show you guys and talk through it and connect with you all. So yeah, I'm loving it. I really do enjoy watching other YouTube videos. I feel so inspired when I watch other people, and I really hope that you guys can walk away feeling inspired, or even pick up something that you can take with you on your creative journey and use for yourself. So there's an artist called Natasha, and I will link her YouTube channel below as well. But at the end of every video, she chooses a watercolour with a really cute name, and she chooses one and she asks people to type in that name when they reach the end of the video. And I really like this idea, so I am going to be using it for all of my videos now, because I like to see who stuck it through to the end. And it's always so nice to wake up and see people did stay to the end and watch it. And it gave me a really good chance to connect with these people as well. So I've got a Copic marker, and the name of this colour is Pale Thistle. So if you're still here, thank you. And please comment Pale Thistle, because like I said, I really do appreciate knowing if you're still here at the end. But other than that, I hope you have a lovely rest of the week, whatever you're doing. And I really hope that you stay creative, and I'll see you next time. Before you go, I forgot to tell you something. I got a tattoo a few weeks ago now, and it's of one of my own illustrations, which I will pop up here. So this is of Freddie Mercury, and I've loved Freddie for all my life, and I created this illustration and I loved it, and I thought, you know what, should I get it tattooed? So I did. And the funny thing is that I've had a few people ask me if I can create illustrations that they can then get tattooed based on this style. So if there's any musician, if there's any famous person that you would like tattooed in this kind of illustration, let me know, because I am going to be offering some tattoo tickets, which means that I can create the illustration for you, and then also on top of that, you will be able to have copyright to use that illustration to take to your favourite tattoo artist and get it tattooed. So if it's something you're interested in, let me know, because I am going to be offering this. Okay, that's it for now. See ya!